care of me. I heard her talking before I was born to my daddy about how she didn't think she'd be a good mommy. But when I was born and she held me, she got filled with mommy know-how. And now there's nothing she can't do. She must really love me. She takes really good care of me. She always has my clothes clean and ready for me to wear. And she always has my breakfast. And she always puts my favorite things in my lunchbox, like little brownies. And you know, even if she does all those things, that's not how I know she loves me. She hugs me and she tells me she loves me. That's how I know. I can see it in her eyes. Listen to this. My mommy is the greatest mom that I have ever known. She dries my tears and she calms my fears and she keeps a really clean home. She hangs on the flowers that I give her till I think they're rotten. And sometimes I try to understand why she spanks my little bottom. My mommy, she's wonderful. My mom, she's okay. She gets on my nerves from time to time, but I guess moms are supposed to. You know, I know I tell her to get off my back all the time, but if I want her to stop asking me where I was going and who I was going with and what time I was going to be in, and stop kissing me goodnight, I move out of the house. I don't know how she does it, how she gets 5 lunches and herself ready to go on time. She's got to be the bionic mom. It's kind of strange, My mom's actually one of my closest friends. I tell her everything. And our relationship is sort of evolved over time, like 17 years to be exact. And that's the best way to build a relationship. And she's taught me things that, like, I don't think she even knows that I've learned. Like, I see her in the morning on her knees, praying for the day and like for our family. And sometimes when I come in kind of late at night, I see her praying for God's protection in my life. Unlike most teenagers, I actually look up to my mom, and one day, I suppose, I'll tell her, my mom, I really do love her. My mom, I used to think she was on something. How can one forget to pick up one of their own children at school? But the more I taxi my own kids around, the more I realize how much she sacrificed to do the things that she did for us. And I'm kind of embarrassed to say it, but I forgot to pick up one of mine for baseball. Actually, I see a lot of my mom and the things that I do. She taught me how to make a house a home, a place of warmth to come back to when I drifted away. She taught me to be patient with my children, to listen to their frustrations and concerns. How else can a heart's deepest hurts be mended? She taught me to sympathize when trouble sprouted and to gently pray, bow my head in prayer for guidance. It was then that her reassurance through words and deeds would bring me through. She taught me to be a helpmate to my husband and to allow him to be the head of the household. She taught me to have endless faith and trust that God would lead my steps through this life. I want to be that kind of woman and continue the legacy that she's begun. But there's one thing I can say about my mother. She was a woman of God.
Amen.
It's hard sometimes to understand how your life is changing. She went from a busy house full of teenagers and dirty clothes to an empty nest. It was then that I began to see how much time she spent on her knees in prayer for each of us. She had an unconditional love for her family that could be displayed only through her devotion to God. My mother's life ambition was to instill in each of her children virtues that would lead us to heaven. And in a sense, she has done just that. For I see so much of my mother in me. And I pray that in my dying days, I'm able to pass that ambition on to my own children. And that they will see an example in me of the Father above. And that I will be the prayer warrior to them that she was to me. My mother, how I cherish